19 years of, 2009, 17 years of total sobriety from drugs and alcohol. I had a terrible addiction to drugs and alcohol in my earlier days, and it lingered for way too long, and I just couldn't kick it. And so in 2009, with a lot of help and a lot of therapy and a lot of work, I finally got sober and have stayed sober since 2009. Now that's just a little bit of personal disclosure. I don't mind doing that. Some people aren't as open for their own reasons, and that's okay. But if you can get a little personal with a guest, you'll find the quality of your conversations will go, and your viewers will love it. So, where is the question? Where is it? How do you get a guest to reveal something personal? I've got here, ask about a moment, not an opinion. A moment in the person's life, not an opinion they have. So the question could be, what was happening in your life when that started? So, in my case, I might say, just as part of an answer, as your guest, I might say, somehow I bring it in as a relevance. And so my own sobriety, for example, blah, 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 blah. And then you might say, oh, sobriety, Mike, what was happening in your life when sobriety started? And that would draw out a personal response from your guest. Let's go with one more before we conclude this live stream. How do you end an interview memorably? Well, it all depends what the purpose of the interview is. Now, if it's an interview that has no call to action at the end, in other words,